While the community is bracing itself for the Season 5 release, Blizzard keeps throwing info at us about Season 6, and we actually got some details on the pricing, the amount of content, and the future releases. Let's have a look. Hey guys, I'm James from the Omnic Post. I've always been one of those people that have been asking for more and better communication from Blizzard, specifically the Overwatch team. But what is happening now is confusing the bleep out of me. It saves me some work in post if I start bleeping myself during recording. But seriously, we are on the brink of Season 5, and I'm making a second video on Season 6. Wacky times. In any case, it all started with that trailer they showed off during the Xbox showcase. And then there was a news post on the official Overwatch website, which kind of elaborated on everything we saw in the trailer. We discussed that in the previous video. And yesterday, some new info dropped by means of one, a blog post by Blizzard themselves, and two, an interview they did with Game Informer. Their reporter actually got to test one of the PvE missions already. And the info we got out of all of that was, interesting. Let me start out with the actual content. As I said, the reporter for Game Informer, Brian Shea, was one of the first people outside of the team themselves to play this mission. It was the second mission, which is set in Toronto. The first mission is going to be the real one that we saw at BlizzCon in 2019, and the third one is going to be set in Gothenburg. Brian outlined everything that happened throughout the mission. And to make a whole long story short, it is basically Surgeon meeting up with the new Overwatch team in Toronto while it is under siege by nullsec. Surgeon is actually one of the must picks in that mission, on top of a set list of other heroes that you can pick for the rest of your team. And depending on who you pick, you'll get different interactions, which I kinda like. It adds at least some replay value to the whole thing. Now in total, they clocked a playtime of about 31 minutes without the cutscenes. And it seems there are plenty of those cutscenes in that mission. On top of that, he was playing with a team of developers that clearly have played this mission before. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that it's about double or even maybe 3 times the length of an Archives mission as we got him in Overwatch 1. Brian stated that the mission was played on a huge map, and judging by the rest of the tone of the article, he does have experience with Overwatch, so I'm thinking it's going to be different than the Toronto we know from the push map. That it either is going to be an expanded version or maybe a completely new section of Toronto. He also praised how diverse the battles were, which is also a step forward from the Archives missions. Those were mostly us fighting off waves of enemies. Although in later missions they added some of these special troops in there to spice things up. Yeah, that worked. Especially the assassins. They were interesting. Now, as I said, his review was on that one mission. I myself and a lot of other people played the Rio mission back at BlizzCon 2019, and if I remember correctly, it was also pretty lengthy. I don't know if it was 30 minutes. It's been a while, 4 years. But that also gave him 4 years of time to tweak it, and it might actually be even longer now. But if all these missions clock off on about 30 minutes, we got 90 minutes of PvE game time in Season 6. And a lot of cutscenes that will have a lot of new lore, so there's that. But the next question is, what is this going to cost us? Because yeah, you heard it right, we are going to have to pay to unlock these PvE missions. It seems that a lot of people are very surprised by this fact. Some even thought that it was included in the Founders or the Watchpoint packs, which was never the case, to be honest. I don't know where people got that idea from. And of course there are others that feel that this should be free. I personally kind of expected it to happen. I always had high hopes that they would include it in the premium battle pass, which they kind of did, but not really. See, for 15 euros or dollars, you can buy the Invasion Bundle, which will unlock all of those missions indefinitely. New players will get access to Sojourn. There will be a Sojourn Legendary skin and 1,000 Overwatch coins, which is enough to buy the premium battle pass. Or you can spend those coins anywhere else. Now, there's also a 40 euro or dollars Ultimate Invasion Bundle. Ultimate! That is always a good sign. It means that it's going to cost you a lot of money. But you get all the content that is in the normal bundle. It unlocks the premium pass and gives you 20 tier skips on top of that. It throws in an extra 1,000 Overwatch coins, so you have 2,000 in total, and a legendary skin for both Cassidy and Kiriko. On paper, this is a good deal. If you play all of the heroes that are getting skins, if you tend to buy the premium pass and the tier skips, and you occasionally buy some other skins in the shop, this deal is pretty good. But for those that don't do any of this, PvE is 15 bucks, period. Which kinda sucks for a lot of people. I think we can all understand that. Now, are they going to make all of that free at some point? Are they going to include these missions in the next bundle for free? Can we get them in the Game Pass for free? These are all questions we don't have answers to right now, and I don't think we're getting them anytime soon. It is up to you if you deem this content worth $15. Another question we did not see answered is when that next bundle will be coming. The next set of Overwatch 2 story missions. And I know we haven't gotten the first series yet, but people were definitely wondering if this is going to be happening every season. Are we going to get story missions every season from now on? Or is it going to be something that only happens once a year? At this point, it is safe to state that this is not going to happen every season. He actually confirmed that in that interview with Game Informer I was talking about earlier. They did confirm to Game Informer that they are working on new missions, but that they first want to hear our feedback on the Evasion set. On top of that, their plan is to add more variety in the types of content that they will be adding in every single season. It needs to be more than just a new hero or a new map. They want every future season to feel excited with new types of content, which isn't always going to be PvE. What it will be exactly, we'll need to wait and see. But I think it has been clear for the last few weeks that PvE is no longer going to be that separate experience, that second pillar to the whole Overwatch game. And you know what? Eventually we'll learn to deal with that. I think we are making progress already. And it will help as we see them add more stuff that we did not expect to see in game at all. Stuff that will surprise us. Like the prop hunt that they're adding in Season 5. It is small, but it came out of nowhere. There's also going to be drastic changes in the way they approach this game, or new systems we have not seen in any game before. We are not getting what we expected, and the road ahead is a huge unknown. But I guess that's just a part of life. I'm starting to sound old now, but it's true. Let's just see what this road takes us, shall we? Season 5 is really getting in my head with all that adventure stuff. Tell me, are you okay with the price point they set for PvE? And is 30 or 35 minutes per mission long enough to kind of convince you to pay that price? Let me know in the comments. Join me during my streams on twitch.tv/DimsisTV and make sure to subscribe for more updates on Overwatch.